Hello everyone, this is Neronium. Welcome back to a little bonus part for Ratchet Clank Into the Nexus. Last time we defeated Mr. I and got most. As you can see, we have half of these skill points. There's still a few trophies that we're missing, including the Platinum Trophy as well as the skill points, so we're going to be spending this video gathering those up. The next bonus part is going to actually be me tackling the optional challenge that is inside of challenge mode and challenge mode only. For right now though, I'm on planet Crag because there are a few skill points we can get here. There's also a trophy that I had missed that you can get on your first playthrough after this. The only other trophy that we can still technically get on our first playthrough is the Your Worst Nightmare Trophy, but I get that in challenge mode because I just need to scare Mr. I with the Nightmare Box. So, for the first one, we're going to go to Pest Control, and we have to beat this with the Omni Wrench only. Beat this with the Omni Wrench only, and you will get the Exterminator Trophy. This is one of the last trophies you can get on your first playthrough of the game. The other one, again, being Your Worst Nightmare. This one actually is kind of hard because the time limit is not forgiving, and the Syphoids can get caught on edges and result in you losing out on the trophy or failing the challenge. But beat the challenge and you get the Exterminator Trophy. So now, for a good half of this video, we're going to be getting skill points now. So, first things first, we have to get 'Tis the Season, which is to create 10 presents on the field at once. This is easy to do inside of the Winterizer Challenge inside of the Silver Cup. So there we go. Next up, just beat that same challenge with only the Winterizer for 0 Hour Blitz, and you will get the Snowman City skill point. So, now that we're done with those ones, Crag's actually completely done on a normal playthrough. So now, off to the Netherverse! Which, once you beat the game for the first time, be it in challenge mode or inside of the regular game, you can access the Netherverse Challenges from the world map. You will know which skill points you have because they will have either a green check mark by them or they will be highlighted in green, indicating that you have the skill point for that. Each one of them is split up in this. The time limit one is Clock Blocker's skill points. The up and down gravity shifting is Master of the Netherverse. And then the health one is the Untouchable Robot Challenges. So, first off, I'm doing the Untouchable Robot for the 4th Skytrain mission because this one I actually missed getting the Untouchable Robot. After that, we're going to be going into the Masters of the Netherverse and the Clock Blocker ones. So, that is Skytrain Station done for Untouchable Robots. And you will know that you've unlocked it because the thing will become highlighted in green once again. So first off, we're going to go after the Masters of the Netherverse Challenge, which for this one, you have to only flip gravity up to 5 times. These get exceptionally harder as you go further on. So, Master the Netherverse. And that one is done. For the introduction one, it's pretty easy for Master the Netherverse Alpha. Now, the time speed ones aren't too bad. Generally, I cut them out because it's just flipping the gravity fast enough and just basically speed running everything. Sometimes you'll have to damage, buff, hit certain obstacles because it'll save you a few seconds, so just keep that in mind. That was just me being dumb. And there you go. So, that's a Clock Blocker trophy. Well, skill point. So now, let's do the Master of the Netherverse for beta. And you'll know that the puzzle challenges for these ones, because I'll leave the Master of the Netherverse one, because I do have to mention this. There is a discrepancy between this and the 4th Netherverse Challenge. What do I mean by that? Well, And there's me leaving in one of the many, many failures I did in this. Trust me, these took the most time out of anything, not counting the challenge mode playthrough, obviously, because that was a full playthrough of the game. Anyway, the fourth one, the Delta mission, actually, believe it or not, has one thing that makes the Netherverse Challenges harder. And that is they add one more platform on Legend difficulty that is not present on Cadet or Hero. I could have switched my game to being on Cadet difficulty to get the skill point, but I want to show it to people who might just want to, you know, get all the skill points without having to change the difficulty. Because, trust me on this, it's a lot harder than you might think. So, that's Master of the Netherverse beta, flipping less than 10 times. So, let us now go to doing the time one, which I'm going to start cutting these out because we've already seen them. And it looks like I went over to Gamma because I guess I figured, you know, you already know how to do the puzzle. Just do it fast. I'm surprised I cut out that. I apologize. But we will see by the end of this that we do have all of them. So, that was the time trial one for Gamma and Beta. So now for the one that's a pain, which is Delta. Delta is difficult because of the fact that you have to maneuver so much, but also because of the extra platform that was added for one of the boxes. I tend to find taking a damage buff hit right here could generally save you some. So the bottom platform right here, the third platform that I'm about to get trapped underneath the thing, that was added in to Legend difficulty. That is not normally in Cadet or Rookie. It's kind of weird that they added an extra platform, and it's the only instance that I can think of in the game where something is added in to make it more difficult. Like, barring the fact that enemies do more hits, this is the only instance of the game adding something in to make the game more difficult for getting a specific skill point. Which, I need to remind people, you do not need skill points in order to be able to get 100% in Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus. You can ignore the skill point, well, I guess I shouldn't say 100%, but if you don't want to get... If you just want to get the Platinum Trophy, you don't need to do these skill points, but I kind of want to do these skill points. Alright, so let's do the time one. I seem to have left in clock blockers for this one. So I guess I must have just skipped it. I was going through about 20 skill points and about 3 hours of footage for all the skill points and trophies. So, let's get to the end. And there you go. I barely made that one of 125. So now, Saving Vendra Part 1. This one tends to glitch out if you constantly reset. The beginning platforms will begin to move faster and faster, sometimes with the bottom ones already being down, thus messing you up for the Master of the Netherverse challenge, as well as the Clock Blockers challenge. And the no hit, because I don't have Untouchable Robot for this one. Because this is one where I think I got hit at the end. And a little bit of a behind the scenes thing for this. This one took me the longest out of all the skill points to get for Untouchable Robot. Because I was tired and I don't know what was wrong with me. So, first thing we're going for is Master of the Netherverse, because these are the most intricate ones. that you have to get. So let us go down. And here's me thinking, okay, I can get Untouchable Robot and Master of the Netherverse at the same time. I just gotta go over this way, and crap, I gotta get hit if I want to continue. So, boop. Because this one, you're just gonna have barely enough of the flips of gravity to be able to do it. You literally cannot go 1 over on this. Otherwise, you will lose. Because we're already at 10, which is the maximum amount of flips that we have to do for Master of the Netherverse. So, there you go. That's Master of the Netherverse Epsilon. So now on to... I think I'm going... Well, I was going for Untouchable Robot Epsilon. But now it looks like I'm going for the time one, which I already grabbed. As you can see right here, Clock Blockers Epsilon. And now for the hit one, you already know how it is, just don't get hit. So now for the last one. So Untouchable Robot Epsilon. For the last one, we have to flip the gravity only 20 times max. If you do what I just did in the beginning, you will save yourself about 4 flips. And you can use those to benefit you later on. So I ended up messing up near the end, so I had to restart. But just do what I did beforehand, in that you go to the left at the beginning of Saving Vendra Part 2 for Zeta, and you will end up having to be able to save 4 flips, which, trust me, those could be very beneficial. I actually do this, I believe, with 16 flips. This is one of the only ones that gives you a little bit of leniency if you know what you're doing. One thing to do, get hit by this, damage buff it, because then you can end up going around and it'll make things a lot easier. Get rid of this one too, so then you don't have to flip gravity. So now flip gravity upside down and descend slowly. And now you're in the clear. You have saved yourself a total of 4 flips with this one so far. This is also the last of the Netherverse Challenges. After this, we will be going to Psylocke to get my favorite skill point, the one that I could not get for some odd reason for a bit. That was windows. Because I missed a few windows. And the windows are annoying. But there you go. 16 flips. That gets you Master of the Netherverse in 20 flips or less. Now beat this one in 1:13. And you will get the Clock Blockers, which after I get this, I head on over to Psylocke. And as you can see, Clock Blocker Zeta has unlocked. Just flip fast and free. So now, I'm missing a few windows as beforehand. They are actually all 3 in this area. There's 2 of them right there. So window, window. And we have one more. I spent a good 20 minutes looking for this last window. And there it is, phasing in right there. I don't see it because the draw distance in this game is not the greatest for textures and windows. And I fly past it twice. So here's me checking and I'm like, okay, I am missing exactly 1 window. Where is it? Well, come over here again after 20 minutes. Window. And that's the last one. But wait, where's my skill point? My skill point should be proctoring. Well, go right here. And it says I'm got 61%. Wait, what? What happened? Why did my windows reset? Go look again. And I have 98%. Okay, this game's now trolling with me. So then we go back, fly around, look for more windows, because I'm like, okay, clearly I'm missing 1 window and the game just glitched out. Well, this game's kind of buggy. And then I get the Vandal skill point. Yeah, this game kind of messes with me. So, now that we're done with the Vandal skill point, all we have left to do is the Defying skill point, which is to float above water for a total of 10 seconds. This is a lot harder than you might think because you will naturally go up. You have to just keep tapping the button naturally. And once you do it, you get Defying. And now we have to kill 25 enemies in a grav stream on planet Yidril. This is easily done in the Thugs for Less section because Assassin of Leisure has some Syphoid spawners that come right here, so you can end up just destroying them. So now that we're done with that, we have, I believe, only one skill point left in the game, and then we will have all 40, and that is the Groovatron room, to do it in 45 seconds or less. So, let us get the last skill point, and then we will have all the cheats, which, let me tell you, the cheats in this game kind of underwhelming, and it's kind of what would be copied over into Ratchet & Clank 2016. And I mean, I liked the cheats, how they were handled in A Crack in Time, but I also liked it because there was like Change the Wrench, or my personal favorite of the skill points from that one, Rainbow Trails for bombs and weapons. That was great. This game doesn't have that, but it's dead like disco. So that is all 40 skill points and perfect enemies. So let us go into skill points. As you can see, we have all 40 of them in the game now. And what we must do is activate some cheats. There is one type of cheat that automatically unlocks once you beat the game. Those cheats are the screen filters, the FX mode. They can only be toggled on in the main menu. They are Black and White, Doom and Gloom, Space Western, and Netherverse. Not going to show those off because they give me a headache. So, as you can see, we have Big Head mode for heroes, Big Head mode for enemies, Big Weapons, Super Duper Fast Speed, and the other one being Super Duper Slow Speed. Those are all the cheats in the game besides the FXs, the screen effects. And honestly, it's kind of not worth getting the skill points for this. But I know some people would say I wasn't getting true 100% if I didn't get the skill points. So, there we go. That's all the skill points in Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus. This is also the last game that has had skill points for Ratchet & Clank. So, yeah. The only games I really didn't get all the skill points in, I believe technically, are Future Tools of Destruction, because you have to get 999 health and play through challenge mode so many times. You have to get... I didn't get them in Full Frontal Assault, and I didn't get them in All for One. Otherwise, then... Well, and Deadlocked, but Deadlocked is another one of those situations where you have to get a bunch of playthroughs of that. But now let us move on into the trophies through challenge mode. And those trophies took me a full playthrough to get, because one of them you have to beat the entire game again. So first off, it's to get a weapon to level 6 in challenge mode. Just one weapon to level 6. It glitched out for me. I was using the Void Glove, and as you see, Going Commando unlocked. I already had the Nightmare Box at level 6 a while back, but it didn't unlock until now. Next one is to collect 1 million bolts. This is cumulative throughout your entire playthroughs, and you get the Greed Trophy. So, next up, we are going to be getting the next trophy, which is, once the game beats, the Show-Off Trophy for beating challenge mode in Into the Nexus. Finally, we have to scare the Nether Leader and every other enemy in the game to unlock the Your Worst Nightmare Trophy. Next up is a difficult one to get. You have to get every weapon to level 6, which means you have to buy every weapon to get it to level 6. The Rhino 7 Extreme will get you the Up Your Arsenal one, but it costs 1 million bolts and a gold bolt in order to get. This is difficult to build up when you've already beaten the game and you haven't abused that one nether spawning spot. So this took me about 45 minutes to build up enough bolts to do it. But now for the last 2 trophies in the game. Armored and Dangerous, which is to purchase every armor in the game. You will only get the last armor in the game if you end up playing through challenge mode, and that is the Nether Armor.
Nether Armor is now available.
And it costs 1.5 million bolts.
First to try this one. Do let us
Yep.
know how it works. Customer feedback is critical to GrummelNet.
And it avoids 50% of the damage.
You deserve it.
This is highly crucial in challenge mode. So, once you get that, you will get the Armored and Dangerous Trophy, and finally, after all that, the Pride of Fastoon, the Platinum Trophy for Ratchet & Clank into the Nexus. So anyway guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Neronium. Next time will be the final part of Into the Nexus with a little challenge that's only in challenge mode. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to check out new Ratchet & Clank content on this channel, check out the top link for a playthrough of the 2016 Ratchet & Clank remake. And if you want to see a different type of Ratchet video altogether, check out the bottom link for a review of Ratchet & Clank 1 for the PlayStation 2.